of the different options. There's also a link you'll see at the bottom of this particular slide that you can follow to go to an app that goes into these in a little more detail. But basically, you can see that there's a lot of options out there, and these are not probably all of them either. But as we talk and sort of look at this particular model, integrated consent, I wanted to place it in a larger context for you. So just briefly, there's autocratic decision making, which is essentially top down, and it works well in certain contexts, especially if you've got, you know, a timely, urgent, or emergency sort of situation for you. There's an avoidant way of making decisions, and this is really just wait. Just if we don't have to make it today, let's not make the decision today. And there are values to this, which is that sometimes if you simply wait, you get more information, which then informs your decision, and you can get a better decision out of it. Consensus, many of you are probably familiar with this. This is a very old model developed by the Quakers hundreds of years ago, and it's been used a lot. It has a lot of benefit. The key benefit to it is that it's a decision-making model that explicitly values the voices of everyone who's present. It says we all have something to contribute here, so let's make space for that. It has some downsides depending upon the type of consensus model you're using. Many of those downsides are sort of addressed and transcended in the integrative consent model, which is the next column. And consent can be a much more rapid means of making decisions that's still collective in its and values that value that consensus brings forward. There's also consultative, which is essentially, if for those of you who know the term advice process, this is the advice process. It is about getting input from the people who might be impacted by the decision you make, and then, but you still have the authority to make the decision, whatever it is. Delegation is by passing that decision off to someone else who's going to make it, maybe someone who's an expert in a particular topic. Democratic, we are all hopefully somewhat familiar with democratic decision-making. It has some beautiful benefits. A lot of people can participate in it, and its biggest downside is that it tends to polarize people into the yeses and the nos. And those yeses and nos can really go at it for a very long time. So that's democratic, and the stochastic method is flipping a coin. So if you have a decision that it really doesn't matter what the outcome is, and you're like, I just have to decide, you know, flipping a coin, that might get you something.